your dad was a big name in the NFL world, a punter for many years. I want to go back to the beginning with you because you kind of came along in the middle of his NFL career, but what for you was your first memory, football related, with your dad?
The main memories for me are the beginning of the game when they're running out of the tunnel. That always stood out to me because it's when the crowd is the most into it, and it's probably the coolest moment for somebody as a kid watching their dad run out of the field. That's definitely the moment that stands out to me today.
Now, do you have any specific memories, not even maybe from during the NFL seasons, but maybe during the off seasons, during the downtime, when you guys kind of got to just maybe be together a little bit more as a family?
Well, what's weird is when I look back, when my dad played, I couldn't have told you he was an NFL player. I mean, how time consuming it is, even as a college player. But when I look back, I mean, he was always around and always with us, and there's not a memory in my mind where he wasn't there. So he did a really good job of being around when he could, and yeah.
When you were younger, growing up, obviously going to the games with your dad, did you ever feel like football was the sport that was calling to you, that you would eventually really pursue as much, or was there any other sports that really piqued your interest?
There was. So I grew up playing football, basketball, and baseball, the big three, but I kind of always thought I was going to play football, especially college football. There was never a doubt in my mind that I was going to go to college and play football. And the basketball and baseball dream, I'd say, died out pretty quick. When you get to high school, and kids are starting to get really good. They're 6'5", you just know you can't hang in basketball. And then baseball, kind of the same. I kind of knew punting was going to be my route and a good way to get into college and try to follow the footsteps of my dad. Yeah.
Your dad and your brother, obviously, Connor, he also got into the punting side of the family. And you mentioned earlier, just learning the fundamentals. Was your dad or your brother, did they play a part in like helping you learn those fundamentals? What was that like, kind of learning those skills?
100%. Yeah, early on, my dad, he was with us out there every day, teaching us how to drop it, teaching us, how to stretch properly, the leg swing, everything that goes into it. And yeah, my brother was a big factor in me wanting to punt too, because he started punting first, and as a little brother, I look up to him, so I followed whatever he did. If he wanted to punt, I was going to punt.
What was that maybe relationship like growing up? Was there ever a sibling rivalry there that you guys got older and both started punting? What was that like for you guys?
It was definitely competitive. Every time we went out there, it was me versus him about what we were doing. Who can hit the longest ball, who can hit the most hang. But yeah, it was iron sharpens iron. Every time we went out there, I'd talk crap, he'd talk crap, and it's just making each other better. And that, best part about it.
On that note as well, is I know you guys sort of faced off against each other when you were at North Carolina. He was at App State. Yeah. Do you ever give him grief? Because if I'm not mistaken, you're 2-0 in that regard.
Always, man. And it's awesome because it came down to the last play, but both games did. But yeah, it's fun giving the older brother crap, telling him I beat him twice in college.
And this feels like an absurd stat to say, but at least at this point in time, as we're talking to you, you currently lead the nation, not just the conference, but the nation in yards per punt average. That's a pretty big number, if I'm not mistaken, 51.6 currently. What does that mean for you, as well as being on the Ray Guy Award watch list? What does that mean for you and being seen in those limelights?
Yeah, well, the Ray Guy Award, when you start punting, that's kind of the award that you're working towards and you think about often. So that was really cool being mentioned on that, among 15 other guys. It was pretty cool. And then yeah, the average, really my main goal when I'm out here is to just help the team, and when I need to flip the field, when I need to hit a pooch punt that lands inside the 5, I need to do that. So the biggest thing is just helping the team, and if I end up hitting a 71-yard punt, then so be it. But when my name's called, I like to help the team as much as I can, and yeah, and I guess a 51-yard average comes with it.
For you, College Football 26, obviously the newest video game out for college football.
Yeah.
You're 78 overall. Do you think that's fair, foul, too low, too high? How do you feel about that?
I think that's pretty fair. I don't know how. I haven't looked at the rest of the specialists, so I'll have to go back and look. But for a specialist, 78 doesn't sound too bad. Do you have any stats on it?
I don't know. I know your kick power was 93, I think, which is, I thought was pretty solid.
That's gotta be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
There you go.
Yeah.